I have to just do this because for some goddamn reason I always have to do this. Not configure. I have to deactivate, unactivate, and there it is. For some sort of reason, that is the deal. Yeah, it is. I'm silent here now. So we are back into it. Just gonna put my phone. Oh wait, hold on. Do I have that open? Yeah, I have. I'm gonna close that. I had a game open on my phone. What is his name? Oh, I cannot see. God damn it. Miles. Miles. It's Miles Edwards. Crap, I almost forgot. I was like, what is this? Have we ever seen that? We have. It's Miles Edgeworth. God damn it. Why did I forget that? But apparently this is Iris, which want to escape her past. I still love the goddamn threat letter she got. Here. To Iris of Hasakura Temple. Salutations here. Salutations here. Right. They didn't understand what it meant. It was just salutations here. There is something I must talk to you about. I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall. Sure you come unless you want your secret to be exposed. She thought it was a blackmail letter. It was technically a love letter from this stupid idiot. It's not even a joke. He's a complete moron, this guy. But let's continue. This is start of a new chapter, we can say. Because I just loaded the save and we are now in court. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm just gonna get my ears out because else it's gonna be getting warm in here. Oh my. Mr. Lawrence feels that way about me. Lawrence? Lawrence! Larry Butts. He wants to be called Lawrence now. Ah. Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret after all. Which is bad, but good. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm trying to, by the way, to do voices. I'm not the best at it. This is technically the first series I ever do voices. I might do voices in other series if I'm capable of it. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. We're not. And in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my word, I will drag it out of him. Right! Because Miles right now has first time experience uses the Magatama, which allows him to see the locks on people's hearts. Well, a heart, technically. And the last thing we noticed was that Larry, or Lawrence as he wants to be called himself, does actually have some more secrets. I do love that if we manage to actually beat him in that sense, I mean, like, unlock them. And so he tells everything, and the detective just says, wait a minute, you said something about that, what do you mean? Oh, I didn't say anything. We check again, and there are even more locks than before. It's like, oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Goodness sake, though. No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. Her name is Bikini. Why? It's like this. Her name is technically Dahlia. Her non-name is Iris. Isis. Why do I forget names? But that one, just which I'm covering the eyes of, is called Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Diaxnim, correct? That last name though, Diaxnim. It's a very weird word. So, I think I managed to get this straight now. Diaxnim's living place in the temple, she was not a nun, but she was visiting, was like on the second floor. And underneath that was actually the statue, because I don't know if we have a picture on it. No, that's the map. That's a technically the Diaxnim. She's some sort of Final Fantasy mage. That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well. Hmm? Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? Your true identity is revealed. Don't worry, I managed the necessary arrangement. I see. Iris! It was Iris. I was about to say Isis. For some reason. It's a prosecutor's job to doubt people. Do you really doubt her? But right now, I am a defense attorney. The defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. She's not correct. The worst thing now is these tears are different from the one when she faked them, which is worse for me. Whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Yeah, because Phoenix is right now in hospital. He fell 40 feet? Right, and this dude again. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris as the Sakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Where is the prosecution? Prosecutor? Hello? Anyone there? The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. I believe Godot will just pop in. They did have a discussion that Godot might not be here because he has a thing for Phoenix. Like a bad thing, or a sort of vendetta. But I think he will pop up. I'm not sure I like such a blunt waste in this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict this time. This court finds the defendant... Hi! Oh! The only one he can more or less trust. The one with a whip. God! Hi, Turtle Girl! Welcome back to the stream! See who's back! The hell? Apparently, Miles had to do some arrangements so no one really can understand that he is a prosecutor. I didn't know this was actually his deal with it. The prosecution stands ready. And you are Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Well, you have lost a few times, but sure. Von Karma, you say. Yeah, Von Karma is back. Well, the last thing I knew, she went out abroad again. Well, technically she was abroad until the second game, came back just because of Miles Edgeworth. Now she's back again. Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred Karma, would you? Legends are a thing of the past. I'm a Von Karma, that is all. On a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case. You did, then it must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Am I just imagining things? Yeah, when he was about... Well, it was 5 years ago, because I think I checked the age of them, and he was 20. He's 25 now. And there was actually in this court, we had Dahlia the first time? Yeah, I think it was. You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man amongst those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I'm sure. I have not missed being just whipped away. I told you, there is no such weakling. She can keep people's mouths shut direct. What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. This is the first judge that actually demands to remove the whip. The other one didn't care at all. Oh, okay. By leave, remove that whip out. I have no objection to the whip. What is this for sort of just discussion? You don't. Prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. Yeah, that's another reference. But there's still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. Yeah, well, now when I say back to cup of coffee and a whip, it's like, yeah, it sounds a bit kinky, to be honest. Yes. But the question is, who is the most kinky here? The one that asks for it, or the one that has it 24/7? That's the question. This promised to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Yeah, because she had a vendetta for Phoenix just because Miles left. But then she just felt betrayed when he came back or something. If I don't remember incorrectly. So I think she's a bit happy about this because now she actually have her vendetta against him. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush your slip through my fingers. I will not allow this chance to crush you. Crush you. Slip through my fingers. Like, crush, slip through my fingers. Like, wait, what? What sentence is that? I see you brought your flair of the histrionic. Okay, that's the word. Allow me to add the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Get used to it, to be honest. Just get used to it. The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. At least he doesn't seem afraid of it. He's shocked each time this happens, but he's like, not as the other judge. Doesn't jump as he's apparently. The murder victim is the famed picture book author Miss Elise Diaxnim. Yeah, here is the problem I have. The sword is not supposed to be in that direction. It's supposed to be upwards. And when we saw last stream, her room was actually on the second floor, just inside of, like, in a wall from this area. Which means that if she has been thrown out of her window, she would have actually been stabbed on that, just falling on that. So I think someone else did it. I do wonder if Iris was stupid enough to try and actually pull it out of her, and that's what people witnessed. Well, sure, it's a good thing to care about people and just take it out, but first of all, if you keep it in there, as little as blood as possible slips out. And if she's already dead, yeah, then don't even be close to that. You may remember in the beginning of this game, when the third game here, when we met Luke at me. You remember the golden statue and the bent sword? That is the statue and that is the sword. Literally, I have it here. Do I have the statue here as well? Nope. But that is the same statue. Yes, it's a statue holding the sword, but it's... The last time I remember, it held it upwards, not downwards. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Thank you, now I can at least see it. Yeah, I explained that in the beginning of this stream, before you came in here. And I did not have a picture of that statue, but now I have. Because I didn't notice that before. I thought it did not hold the sword. I thought it just the sword has left its hand. But now when it hold it upside down, I'm just so questioned about what's going on here. I have so many questions, but I think I've solved some of it. Which is thrown out the window. Literally. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. A first and last trial as a defense attorney. Yeah, I just love... Is she really that short? Holy shit. Yeah, because I remember last stream when we were about to look for clues. It just ends up with what... Is Phoenix's job this hard? God dang. It's like, yeah, it is. Hold it. I'm not sure about being not... Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. I don't know why that got me. It's just like stand up tall and straight. Just 3 extra centimeters, nothing else. If I can recall correct, there is a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. Byleaf, please fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. It would be fun if they actually had that. Like, it's not just if it's like they have milk crates there where they wait for if it's necessary. Where is it the back? She might just be short. I'm uncertain. I have to see from the behind to be able to see. Once again, your name and occupation, please. I can just pop on my other. Little old me. Well, I'm the head nun of Hasakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit half disturbed about her laugh because her cheeks are just flapping up and down. Because yes, she looks a bit like round, but it's like they're capable of taking flight. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with Lisery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? I'm not need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. You see what I mean? It's like up and down everywhere. That's the problem. When she's just straight, like looking straight at someone, she seems round, but not that round. Like it's somehow disturbing in a way. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's nowhere dear little Iris could do anything like that. Yeah, like, for example, throw someone out the window. We don't have any more people there except for Larry Butts. I guess he's the only one who is aware of all the weird stuff that is happening. Aware and aware, he thought that she wore a bikini. But she always more or less comments how she looks in the summer, so yeah, you should more or less be quiet. But he is not at least like the judge. He is more aware of things. For example, I almost remembered Edgeworth if she did not have her whip. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? Eh? I don't know why, but it's just to say an E and H. I always want to go to A. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my backlines act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hasakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I need a long hot soak. It was after I had finished just what I was heading back, that's when I saw it. Eesh. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hasakura Temple. Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. Sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. The funny thing here is, she's still trying to do her work. And I'm talking about Von Karma. But she's not like when we were Phoenix, when each time I was about to cross-examine, she tried to stop me. She's literally just welcoming it right now, which I'm grateful of. But at the same time, we're not Phoenix right now anyway. What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirit is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the one asking you the question, Mom. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across the Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend the entire night there and undergo intense training. The only sad thing right now is I still don't know where Pearl is. I have no clue. And how exactly do you help with these processes? Not quite exactly. It is all quite exacting. Okay, it can be performed without my non-supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. He really loves the thing with talking people down. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Asakura Temple? Easily because her back apparently ached violently. That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. And there goes the flop again. I don't know why that is a bit disturbing. That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. Oh, to be honest, I've had back pain a few years ago. It was not like her back pain. I had a cold, and somehow, just because of my lifting boxes and stuff work, I got a inflammation right here, which caused it to actually, like draw together. So my spine went from like this to like this, like turned. Like if I saw myself in the mirror, I could see myself curve. Oh, it was so goddamn painful. So yeah, that's no laughing matter, to be honest. The problem is we didn't know where it was. I thought it was down by my waist, because that's where it was painful. But it was technically my shoulder that was the tense one, just pulling in every muscle. You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m, so we were starting to enter into the training exercise properly. Exercises proper. Okay? It wasn't your place to remain with a disciple. Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolyte so that it don't pass away. Excuse me? Okay, that is a very bad training. Whoa. Hi, Ganny Gaming. Welcome back to the stream, dude. Just to confirm this point again. That night, you met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct? Yeah, I'm doing fine. I have been helping my mother with the gardening a bit, and then I have worked on a little side project here at the computer with Photoshop. Oh, so yeah, I'm doing fine. Fine. You have not missed much. We just started more or less getting to the witness cross-examination, to be honest. Yes. she's a gentle, honest girl. I still can't really answer that completely right now, if she actually is or not. So, for the past her, bullshit. Yeah, because I know who she is, I think. No, she needs to be. I somehow go, whenever I doubt myself, I go back into the thought of it exists a twin, but it does not, because she said she has a secret past, and that is the one she's questioned about. But I feel like, yeah. That's the thing also. I think I know what it's about, sort of. Because we found this staff, and as you can see, it's just a staff. But if you will watch this picture, there's a gem there. So the question is, does she wear the gem, or did Iris give Phoenix the gem to hide it? I'm still very questioned about trying to believe her. For example, the last game in the last chapter, I was actually defending someone that needed to go to jail. We have to just see. She's never once failed to follow my directions. Yeah, you missed about 30 minutes. There's no bath at the temple. Why do you not have a bath in the temple? To return to a Sakura temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world. It's a do or be done in kind of world, after all. How long were you in the bath, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. Is it your bikini? I don't understand why, but there's something with older ladies and Miles. They have a very fling for him. I bet the next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Oh, good God, no. Ah, this is why you have to watch with the young ones. At least he doesn't... I was about, he isn't really shocked. But there comes a shocked face, but that was because of the whip. Because I still remember Old Bag, which is literally her name. And she just floored him. The lowest of low. Yeah, like this. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense bench? Sometimes I do wonder myself, but welcome to Phoenix World. Well, the bridge was on fire last stream. He was about to run over there and check if Maya was okay, because she's still over at the little island. The bridge collapsed. He fell 40 feet into the river. Hold on, I have the map here. There. Yeah, right over there. Because apparently that's the only way of going to the inner temple. And he's now in hospital. He's fine, he's awake, but because he has a cold apparently, he's supposed to stay in the hospital, so... Oh shit, we're Miles right now. And that is why Miss Von Karma, the one with the whip, is back, because if someone saw Miles right now, his reputation would go fading into the oblivion. Because apparently she is... well, helping in a way. She is apparently his student in a way, and that's why she's helping him. Also to get a bit of revenge since the second game. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... Yeah, but we never really got the answer how long. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. So that is Von Karma. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There's no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. And it's not the same judge either, just because the other judge knows him. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness, memory, and observation skills are. There's a... Oh, you're hosting me. Well, thank you for that, Gan Gaming. Thank you. I just noticed that on the little chat here. The problem is, it's like a grayed out. It's like a ghost just trying to hide there. That little text. Okay, so now I've done everything else. So I'm just gonna check something here. Time. Releases autopsy report. Time 10 to 7 p.m. 10 to p.m. 10 to 11 p.m. Oh, loss of blood from a stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. I do love no one is questioning this, because they say that she stabbed her. But it says here, body fell 10 feet after death. Okay. Rang the lights out bell at 10 p.m. and was then in her room until the murder was discovered. I think it's this one. I think it might be her testimony, because she was never there. But that doesn't really matter, because they know she wasn't there. Already know. A regional weather report for this crime of the scene. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45, around 10 minutes between the fire starting going out. Snow, lightning, snow location. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think it's this one. Yep, the music is gone. Welcome, by the way, humble viewer, to the stream I'm holding here. Welcome to the court where we are a prosecutor against a prosecutor. Hopefully, at least, he understands now how it feels to be in the defendant's chair. No, the defense's chair. Yeah, the defense. Defense's chair, not the defendant. The defendant is the one we are trying to protect. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their power of observation and memory, after all. To clarify for the new people here, I've said it before, she is a bit round, but she doesn't look that round that her cheeks can actually fly away. It's something disturbing. Well, don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of fate, after all. The head honcho of Hasakura Temple. In that case, Mr. Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No, she said that? She did. A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. She has done it before. That is not a lie. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hasakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. True, because now she says I was around the place where the murder occurred. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. I still don't really want to tempt fate about if she's good or not now. I still can't really do it. All people lie, that is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Because Phoenix is not here. Or else that would be... Trials and Tribulations. I think this is the name of that game. Welcome. Frosted Boss 107. I think that's the name of this game because I forget the title of them. I just know that this is the third game, the last chapter. Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means we must call your memory into question. Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you? Is he? It's a bit hard to see because the other one is bald and white-haired. He still has color. At the same time, he might just color it. Well, that isn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect. Crystal clear, especially in winter. So, apparently, her back is bad in the winter, but her memory is fine in the winter. And her back is better in the summer. Is her memory worse then? Okay. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination. Miss Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show more decisive piece of evidence. You mean like a blackmail love letter? Not even a joke. Oh, goddamn Larry Butt. Understood, Your Honor. Naive to think that alone I would do the trick. Yeah, probably. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. And let us return to the cross-examination. Back? So this is nothing new, that's why I do not read it. Iris is in... Yeah, so this is the new... Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. No. Wait, hold on. I have a thought here. Here's a thought. Latest time we met Iris as Phoenix, she had her hood on her, and that was around 10 before she was about to ring the bell. But just before 10 o'clock, she gave this to Phoenix. Which means Iris did not have the same dressing as the lunchtime. Ah! Logic! Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course! That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Yes. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? Yeah, everyone is questioning why I have that. That's the question of the day, now isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. Exactly! I remembered! Haha! You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then Iris, which she saw, should have been missing this very hood. Well, oh, she's very short. Oh, dang it, she's short. Not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions to this. Now I understand that happy look in Wright's face every time he does that. What's the sound, by the way? That sounds... Luckily, I didn't need to read that. Nice. Sister, this hood. You have a spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange. But first of all, check her head right now! If that's the only one she actually wore, then check if she has some hair on or if you just see the face. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here. I'm sorry to breaking this to you, Mr. Karma, but you won't get away that easily. I do wonder if you actually get a kick of this right now. Discriminances such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. Seeds of doubt. Witness. While I don't wish to call your testimony to doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. You just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's deep. That is some deep shit. I finished my bath around 11. I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise. Yeah, but I think she actually tried to pull it out. Because I know you came a bit later in gaming. But in the beginning of this game, like the first chapter, we met someone with Luke, Atme, and the Master's Thief. And that statue you see there does not hold the sword downwards. It holds it upwards, which makes this picture very strange. Also, they all talk about stabbing, and here it says, cause time of death 10 to 11 p.m. Cause loss of blood from stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. And just to the right of this image, more or less, is Elise's room, 10 feet above. So I think she fell on top of the sword. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out in the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. After the window. She fell 10 feet after death. You saw a truly horrible sight. If I was in your place, then I would much like Miss Woodcarver whipping Mr. Edgeworth in court. Okay. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. Gumshoe has better imagination. I would look at the fool if I commented on such foolishness. She still hasn't gotten her word book. Because fool is apparently the only thing she can say. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can you do something about that habit of yours? Oh, nothing happened. I'm gonna try something here, though. First, I'm gonna save, because I don't trust my own judgment. Yeah, Trials and Tribulation. It's actually that game. And I'm gonna go to... The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out the window. Yeah, I was right. Because it would happen after. Impressive logic, that I might like to say, anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. Yeah, ask on. Ask on. I can try and answer any sort of question about that. Going slowly but surely. Still figuring out some stuff. Right now, I am trying to make more items just to be able to fix with the buffs. But yeah, do ask on. Do ask on, no problem. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you like be so kind to ask another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ha ha ha. What type of game? I'm still uncertain, but what I would say it's some sort of like, mm, how can I say, roguelike game? Roguelike? Yeah, that's the best answer I can give. I think a roguelike, because my final state of that game should be you start on one floor, you work yourself up to other floors and get yourself stronger and stuff, and then you meet a boss. And if you lose, you have to start from the beginning again. So I would say it's a roguelike game where you have to choose an area. Hold on. You know what? It might just be easier if I do this a bit like quick. Hold on, I'm just gonna. Where is it? No, that's that. Lost Dawn is an old thing. Ah, there we have it. Hold on. Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? That's the logical conclusion. That's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. I don't understand about the part. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Hold on. I think it's much easier if I show you what's going on here, other than trying to explain. Because I can explain what everything does, but I do it in such a way that I have to explain every single thing. So, hold on here. I'm just gonna do a quickie here to be able to see if everything works fine. Okay, some things are still buggy with this game. For example, giving it a +10. But I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna show you here. Hold on. So let's do that. Let's go to projects. Let's go to scenes. Let's just start here, shall we? And then we go here. We change it. I don't really have so much more explanation of the game. That's right now how my game is. I cannot say it's the best, but from my point of view, not working with any other game that has worked before, I am in love with my game. So yeah, that's basically how long I've gotten now, and that's basically how the mechanic works. I still should have a announcement of the buffs on the enemy. I had that before, but some sort of bug happened. So right now they are not shown. So I'm gonna try and figure out what that is there. Yeah, I think it looks good, at least. From my point of perspective, it looks good, because now, in a sort of way, I can play a game. Right now, like, for example, the health is just bullshit, because I can die, they can almost die. When I die, I go back to the main menu. Because it's kind of like gives an effect and stuff. Yeah. So it either will give the dice you choose a extra boost, for example ×2, or you add 10 or something like that. But it can also give a buff towards trying to win. So right now I have 7 buffs. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find them. Hold on, I can go to data, cards. I have burn, stun, slow, drain, weak, reflect, and protect. So technically burn lesser the damage the enemy causes to you. It's like weakens the weapon. Stun causes them to get a chance of not acting. For example, it's like one... What is it? Like, I think it was 50-50 right now that they get stunned or not. Slow is a bit better because there are slowed, not slowed, slowed, not slowed. It's like each other. Drain right now is that I explained one other time. Depending on what the dice is shown, I get the same health back. Weak causes the... I'm uncertain if it was the defense. I know it is defense. I know it for some reason it lowers their defense. Reflect causes the dice damage you rolled before to be reflected back. So for example, let's say they take 20 and you attack with a 6. Then you only take 14 damage and then take back 6 damage. And then protect is like reflect, it's only just taking away and do not give any damage. So that's more or less how it works right now. There still seem to be some bugs because it feels like some which one was it? I tried before I showed you the game. I had the org club which gives plus 10, but it did not give a plus 10. So it feels like the cards changes their pattern somehow in the midst of the game, and I'm still uncertain if that's the cause or not. So I still have I have a lot of work to do, but for that polishment, there still stuff to do. I love the way, I love how long I've gotten there. I cannot really explain. I've tried to make games before. I always begin with how the game should look. So if the combination of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Uncertain, because I've never really thought of it. Because the game I had in mind is something called Dice Dungeon? Dungeon Dice? Hold on. I think it is on Steam. I didn't really... There is a game that is a roguelike as well. Dice... Ooh. Is it this one? Yeah, Dice Dungeons. Because in this game you get abilities as well. The difference is you only do a 6-sided dice, and depending on where you choose them, it has to be. I wanted to do it a bit differently, that I had many different dices, but depending on what it has. For example, I've seen some people play this game, and depending on what level you are, you have a certain amount of dice. For example, you start with 2, or you level 3, level 2, you have 3, 4, you have 5, for example. But they're always D6. I wanted to change that so you do not have a certain amount. It depends on what cards you get. You can get a shit card that has just a little D4, but you can still give them a sort of buff depending on what's happening with other cards. I want to more or less be able to say, oh, I have this card with a good dice, but this gives me a better amount depending on the dice. So I'm just gonna combine the dice and the card. So I'm a bit uncertain actually, because I've not really seen any Pokemon game have, right now, when you say Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! It's I try to figure out how to have cards there, but it's not really. Not cards, dices. Sorry, I just thought someone was shouting up there. I'm gonna be honest, I've been talking about this so much right now, I have missed what's going on here. Clear testimony from the witness. Remove all suspicions on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Oh, so right, go back here. We managed to find proof about her falling. Witness, please. Remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. Technically, you're doing that yourself. I don't know why it's so goddamn funny to just see her. Because it's just 5 extra centimeters. There's nothing more. Oh, there is the crate. Weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood. What about my mood then? I don't care about me. But yeah, I like my game. Sometimes I'm just taking a break from it. Like for example now, I'm doing a sort of side project. I will show that someday when it's finished. But for now, I'm gonna keep it as it is. But when I get back to my game, often I get this inspiration, if we say so. For example, if I had a problem one day, I take a break for 2 days. I get back to the game after that. I actually more or less sit there and it's like, oh, now I know what the problem is. Because if I just trying to sit and figure out the problem, I don't go anywhere. I just have to take a break and go back to it. Oh boy, alright, alright. So what exactly is your memory saying here now? I don't know if she's trying to hide or if her memory is actually bad. How old is she? It's very hard to see because her hair is covered. I think it was like from 50 to 70. 48. Okay, not that old technically, but still. When I look across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Never seen such a much blood before. That was when I fainted. Can't blame me, can you? When I woke up, Mystic Amy stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. This is all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Karma strives to nothing but perfection. Putting together such a fact is nothing for me. You know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Francisca Von Karma. Yeah, because he has tried that and it doesn't really go that well. I'm here to teach you just that. I don't know if you can see me as I'm shaking, but it's something with me and my legs. I always need to shake my legs. I don't know why. I get that from my father. Okay, so I'm just gonna press this, see if we can find anything new. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was clearly very shocked, so to be seeing all of this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I saw any blood, not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. As I said before, trying to pull it out would be worse. Sure, you would probably bleed to death with a sword through your stomach, but it's still better to let it stay there until medical is close by. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Think carefully. This is very important. Science we're talking about here, I'm thinking of all I'm worth. Now, when I look over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. Might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed into her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. For example, how the hell did they even get the sword up there? There had to be something else. Wait, do we have something else? The only thing that has blood is this. And if she fell upon it, I understand that. But we don't have anything else. So, you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of that splattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room. And her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Yeah, not even I knew that. Clothes were blood-flecked as well. That seems quite conclusive to me. Dude. Just press on. Going back on your previous statement. You said you saw your little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. And what did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Welcome, by the way, humble viewer, to the stream I'm holding here. I know I'm pointing right at the number. Here we have this. Pulled the sword out. That is completely different. It's not murder. Pulling the sword out. Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like came out. Yikes. You will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. Because it was not the murder. That's not the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. That's not the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt. Why do you say it like that? Smoothly, you say. You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That's right. Oh, by the way, that's bullshit. Because we have the picture where she's trying with all her might to actually get the sword out. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Amy. Yeah, do you see what I mean? That is not just sliding. That is like, I am using the force to try and get this out. I know I'm a bit late with the force stuff. It's technically yesterday. But yeah. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of the Mystic Elise's body. It slid out from that gaping wound. Oh. It goes without... I don't know what I always do. Because that's something I do to get to their voice or something. It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help feeling that something about this testimony is very out of place. But something which wouldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. I do love that every hint is just like, figure it out yourself, you idiot. Yeah, because I don't trust myself. Save! But I think it's this. Because... No, not this. Oh, shit. No, wait a second. Drawn out. It's still in her body. Ah, shit. It was not that. Yeah. I'm just skipping these you screwed up thing. Okay. Smoothly drawn out. Okay, something that proves that false. The Magic Bottle. Apparently her most famous book. Even the butts. Like that one. It must be the sword itself, because that can goddamn not get smoothly out. Yeah, it was the sword. Like a normal sword, sure, but that thing has those thorns on it, or branches. It's like, yeah, sure. Sister Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so, but there are too many contradictions. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradiction are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claimed to have seen. Okay. The weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from her body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. Yeah, because to actually thrust that sword into someone would probably just being 3 stab wounds. It cannot go that far. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone with the hilt with this? To the hilt with this? Absolutely not. That needs the force of a cannon. No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear. What meaningless dribble? Yeah, I think we have been in that situation before. I too may appear to be weak and frail. The only thing that isn't weak and frail here is the goddamn whip you have. I can crush men under my heel and make them weep. So I should I so choose? The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. Okay. Thank you for that information, Mr. Judge 2. that isn't the only issue here. If the sword was truly stabbed into the body up onto the hilt, well, just look at the branches. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. That is the issue we have here. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when the blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an extremely different story. Yeah, because that thing doesn't plug anything, it just makes more holes. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. Oh. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a shinshito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood. How often is that? I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more. This one is simple. This sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt. Why is there only blood on the tip of it? That is completely true. It's like, haven't they noticed that before? No, she has not. She has absolutely not. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. I forgot first what the hilt was. For me, the hilt was what you cover the weapon in. So I thought they said her body was the hilt, but no. Now I understand what a hilt is. That's more or less the handle. Or the edge of the handle. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising these many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know would maybe manage one, if that. But what does this all mean? They're proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is the weapon used to kill the victim. It's not a Shimshito. What? Yeah, that's also my question, because he was stabbed before. And it's as I said, to stab someone with that sword is more or less an impossibility. There has to be another weapon. I'm not gonna do that again, Von Karma. You need a word book, because you use so much foolish here. How much do you... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fool words. Literally, it's foolhardy, foolish, fool, foolish, foolishly, and foolish. I know foolish and foolish is more or less 3 of them, but it's more or less still the same. It's 3 different words he uses. Same, but 3 times. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mystic Amy was holding it. Ah, Amy. Sorry, I thought of Elise. It's like she's not holding it; she has it plunged into her body. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shimshito was the murderer. Order of... Come on! So maybe the Shimshito was not a murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. No, she said pulled out. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. Finally, it's the prosecution that has to answer something. Oh god. The obvious question? Yes, namely, Where did the real murder weapon disappear to? Now you get it, don't ya? Oh, I'm just gonna scratch my forehead. It goes without saying that the police searches the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That answer the question, Miss Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Aha! What sort of boots does she have? Because it looks like the milk crate, those boots. Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remember something, actually. Fine away. And at the same time, it's not like she has misremembered. Misremembered, yes. Because of the shock. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was just over there. What exactly are you going about here? A murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. Who did she whip? Well then, I think we need to hear the testimony from you one more time, sister. I have no clue. She has apparently seen everything. Well, she has seen 48 years, so. I saw the murder around 11 p.m. And after that, and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Yeah, I commented that as well, because the first night we were there, it was snow on it. But when Miles came back, it was no snow. It takes 15 minutes to walk the Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. I could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all.